Hi there. There had been some new subscribers to the channel. I guess it's mainly German speaking subscribers. And as you know, I'm a German native German speaker, but I do publish videos in both languages. So today I decided to do a video in English, mainly because I just had a very beautiful experience, which was with one lady from America that is obviously speaking English. And I just wanted to share some of this with you. And also I will do a German video about this later on. The woman I'm talking about is Miss Linda McGillis. And I had been following her in the internet for some time. And I was really kind of drawn and attracted to her because of how she was speaking, the way she was really addressing things from the heart. And just she was reminding me of the teachers I have and had in the past. And to me, when something is reoccurring, or some messages keep reoccurring in my life, to me that's a proof that these things are important to be remembered and to be kept in the heart. And I once met a very special and enlightened soul, and we were sitting by the river Ganges. I remember my heart being very aroused by several things. It was very new those days. It was very strange. It was very cold. The energies were very high. So I was aroused not only in the heart but also in the mind. So I had lots of thoughts going on in my mind. And then one of the main thoughts was, what shall I do? What's my purpose in life? What shall I do? Why am I here? And also I was feeling that I might be doing something wrong, something, that I have to correct myself. There's something I need to know about me and my, my destination, my destiny in life, that will help me to correct the path I've chosen. And then he said, he didn't talk so much. You could say his message was more about about silence. And he said, you're sitting here in front of the Ganges, and the Ganges was really loud, and he said, you're sitting here, you're breathing in, you're breathing out. What more do you want? Or I guess he said, breath goes in, breath goes out. What more do you want? This was not what I wanted to hear those days, because, I waited for a concept, something to apply, something to do. And a little later, I had a private session with him, and he said to me, you know, you have to stop doing all the time. It's not about that. You're doing. And I was really feeling ashamed when he said that to me, because I was thinking, okay, how does he know? And I could really understand what he meant, because he meant, I was, my mind was constantly working on what to do next, what to do. And not only busy thinking, but also busy planning and busy constructing and busy, in my personal case, it was mainly the fact that I was trying to improve myself, because I felt not being good enough the way I was. And in the way, you could say I was not good enough, because I was not functioning well in my own life, because I had a lot of physical problems. I had a lot of pains, and I had, you could say, a lot of impurities. I would call it now impurities. I don't judge. It's not judgment. I don't mean it judgmental, but if you have impurities, if you talk about it in a yogic way, about energetic impurities, these will make you feel, constipated. These will make you feel stuck in the body, which then leads to pains, which then leads to breathing issues, or it may lead to even, anxiety, or nightmares, or constant projections, which are false. For example, you judge a situation. You could say this is kind of a mental, weakness. You are in a situation, and you do not perceive what the others perceive, but you do have your own judgments about something, and those things go against who you are mainly. And the effect is that you're always keeping yourself in a very low state, keeping your frequency very low state of vibration. And also you keep yourself in a loop, in a mental loop of thinking and overthinking, and sometimes you also keep yourself in a loop of, addictions by this. It might not be only, alcohol or drugs or something. You might be addicted to negative thinking all the time. Or you might be, addicted to blame yourself, to pull yourself down constantly. This can be such an addiction too. And as I said, it is a loop. And there must be a way to break through. You must find a way to break through that, otherwise you will be trapped. And that's what happens to most of the people. And it happened to me for a very long time, with all these consequences, in my personal life. And then I started, applying certain things, changing certain things to my life, so that I was slowly and little by little able to change energetically, biochemically, I would say, because when you change the way you breathe, the way you eat also, and the way you think mainly, then a lot of things will change in the body, like the chemistry the body is creating, is producing, and and the energy It will not be stuck in certain parts of the body. Most of the times it's really stuck in the heart, it's really stuck in the belly area, and in the womb area. It's sometimes stuck in the legs. It was in my case, I had leg pain for many years. Energy was stuck in the feet and in the legs. And also in the neck. Wherever you store energy because of anxiety and tension, this then leads to, lower vibration. It's the same if you hold an instrument. If you have an instrument you want to play and you just grab it like this, it will not sound properly, it will not sound nice. And so this lady, Linda McGillis, she reminded me of what this enlightened person said. So he said, we were sitting there and he said, breath goes in, breath goes out. What more do you want? So what is it all about? What is it, how, you need to improve yourself? Is there something you need to change? Yeah, in a way there is, I would say. You have to decide to break through that cycle. That's what you have to change. You have to decide to bring yourself, to concentrate yourself back to who you really are. Back to the present moment. And she said, she really explained it very nicely. She said, Linda McGillis, she said, it's all about here. It's all about your heart. It's nothing you need to know. And I guess this is a very important message at the moment to keep in mind, because there's a lot of information out there about the present times, and there's a lot of hopes also, and there's a lot of, you could say, warnings and, all kinds of things and visions and channelings. And I also had quite a few of those, which I didn't share until now, because I thought it is very personal, and truth is a very, it's not a stable thing. It can change at any time, at any moment. It can change, you can change the timeline you're on at any moment in time, just by focusing differently, just by deciding differently. So it is a very, what's the word for it? It varies. I don't know the proper word, but it is flexible in a way. It is something that is not fixed. So I had always been very careful with sharing insights and truths about how things are and how future will develop and all that, because it's quite personal, isn't it? Everyone is choosing in every moment of time. And so I really liked what she said when she said, it's here. It is about what is in your heart. And whenever you are, I would say, trapped into mental concepts, and whenever you are drawn away by overthinking, over worrying, which if we are true to ourselves, we are most of the times, way too much in our heads and less in the heart. And so she said, there's nothing else you need to know. It's just, come back here. And this is also the work that has to be done. It is not remembering who you are, she said. This was also something I really liked. She said, because I sometimes feel that there is something even more I need to remember. And I told you in some of my videos, I told you it's very nice to know about who you had been in a past life. Sometimes it's even important to know, because there might be the solution for a problem in some past life you had, a solution for a physical problem, for some disease or illness, might be found in a past life, in a past life decision you had. So this is, it's, I don't say it's useless, but I say finally or eventually, if you have been through all this, and you might have a QHHT session or SCHH, which I'm doing now, which is Laura Whitworth's beautiful technique, which is, I will do a video about that some other time, which is also about spirit releasement therapy, entity release. If you had that, if you had these insights, and there's nothing much left to know, there's some mosquito flying there. If there's nothing much you need to know more, then what really is important is to become silent, to concentrate all your energies back into the heart, and to allow it to become whole. I mean, it is whole. You all know that there's no way to not be whole. You cannot be unwhole, because you already are what you are, and you are already are connected to your higher selves also. There's nothing to look for and to search for, in a way. But we have been disconnected by our thought programming, which comes from the 3D matrix programming that we are connected to when we come here to Earth. And she explains it very nicely how to disconnect from that. She says, whenever you are trapped in your thought forms, this is, she calls it AI. She said, any thought loop, whatever you have in your mental system, in your mind, is coming from this programming. So, in a way, all information that is there is already pre-programmed. It is not new. It is something that has been already there in the quantum field, one way or the other. It is not new, it is not unknown. It is not the unknown. And therefore it's just a loop. And I know it might be hard to grasp, because you say, okay, what about the inspirations I have? What about, inspiring thoughts? I wouldn't say, I don't judge and say, the thoughts are good or bad. I was just remembering what this guy 20 years ago told me, He also said something very funny, yeah, because I was asking about the Vedas, the Indian scripts. And he said, the Vedas are just old books, old Indian books, nothing more, just old books. Information is old. And he said, any book you can read is just old information. It's not new, it's old. And I was thinking, oh my God, no, because I was really liking these concepts and mental, I like that. I still like it. And I also teach it. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's really helpful, to find ways to concentrate your energy and to work with your physical body and, like yoga, for example, like pranayama, which I teach. And I do. Or like I do chant and teach mantras. But it's my approach has changed. I really don't care so much about what the scriptures say and what my teacher said and all that. And I really, anytime I teach or anytime I practice it myself, I really consider it to be something very fresh and, new, which comes from the moment from that moment where I practice it. The moment I do those things, I just apply my actual experience of that special moment to what I do. I do not follow anymore any restrictions or any limitations from books, from teachers, from my gurus, whatever I have collected as a mental construct. And this is very liberating, because you might do very new experiences which you cannot read in a book, which are very new and personal and which are very individual in a way also. It might be new physical sensations you get, Also, there might be, just a very profound change in vibration, which wouldn't happen if you keep yourself in the limitations of a technique, of a method, which you follow. So, I wouldn't say I find it easy to more and more let go of all that I have learned, because it's a lot I've learned. I've done so many, I've learned so many things, I'm really, how you can say, very, very well trained in many things because I like it, because I'm interested in so many things. But I guess at the moment, and because of energies are rising and rising higher and higher, and this is really mind-blowing, and I think many of us can feel that your mind, is blown by these energies that arrive from the cosmos, and you just have to the emptier you get. That's what she said, and that's also my experience. The emptier you get, the less you hold on to constructs, the more you become. She said that very nicely. She said, I guess, you become the Holy Grail, the receptive Holy Grail for these cosmic energies, for these cosmic vibrations, and you allow them in. There's no limitations, there's nothing. You allow them in, you let them flow through your bodies, and you allow them to flow through the body, through the feet, into the earth. And you connect with this beautiful planet, and that way you enter the place of, oneness and wholeness, and and you lose the sense of individualism, which is a very it's an old concept which we have to get rid of, because we are connected, we know that, and now we have to apply that, which means to become responsible for the whole, not only for your own little life. And I'm really grateful and to what she said. I would like to place a link below the video so that all of you that are able to understand English can listen to what she's saying. It's not what she's saying, it's the energy of her words. And I think it is important for all of you to prepare in that way, for all of us, to get back into the heart, to allow the heart to become sensitive again, to allow the heart to feel whatever has to be felt. And by that, release all these injuries and tensions and anxieties and fears that you keep, that you control by thinking. You control all these emotions with your thoughts. And by controlling them, you always keep them stored. You do not release them. If you do not release them, they are energetic blocks. They cannot, and these blocks will keep the energy from flowing through your body. And this then will create problems when the energies rise and rise and rise, which they do. This will create physical problems and also mental problems. So even if it might be painful, or it might take some time, it will not come overnight. I truly believe and I truly agree to what Linda McGill says, that it is only about the heart. It is only about getting back here and truly feel what your heart has to say to you. So I'm really grateful. And I will probably in some of the next videos also do some singing from the heart, which is something that is really freeing me at the moment. Allow my heart to vibrate by allowing sounds to come out of my heart area, of my lung area. And remember to breathe from the heart. remember to stay in the present moment. Yes, and I wish you a wonderful August. And thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. And all the best to you all.